If you're gonna be punching Nazis, use these two knuckles. These are the strongest knuckles. If you use these outside knuckles, they can be liable to be broken in a very common injury known as a boxer's fracture. You're gonna wanna keep your knuckles in line with your wrist and your wrist in line with your elbow. Avoid bending that wrist. These are all very delicate bones. You don't want to injure yourself more than you injure them. Now remember, a lot of us are only going to get one crack at punching a Nazi, so it really helps to develop power. A heavy bag such as the one behind me is going to help you develop the strength to get that one punch power. Now, a boxing glove is a fantastic training tool for developing that power. It's going to cushion your knuckles and stabilize all of the bones in your hand and work on those really tiny muscles to make sure that you are punching nicely. Using targets like focus mitts can help you build accuracy for when that time arrives. It will take a partner to train with, but nothing builds friendship better than punching Nazis. Now, if you are serious about punching Nazis, I do recommend that you join a MMA program or a martial arts program. You can go to Google to search which martial arts program works best for you in your area. If you follow me on TikTok, in the playlist section under the bio, I have a bunch of resources for you to find what a good martial arts school is. And lastly, remember that your grandparents didn't storm the beach at Normandy for you to be taking lip from Nazi scum. If you think that you're the type of person who would punch a Nazi, I got a little bit of a warning for you. Your fist may be a little too delicate and unconditioned. Let's talk about open hand striking. Now, it's a common misconception that an open hand strike is a slap. A slap hits with the top part, causing a stinging sensation. We don't want to sting a Nazi, we want to strike a Nazi. You're going to focus your power and attention on the lower part of the hand. Now, I want you to press the digits of your fingers together really hard, and you're going to bend your wrist back at about a 45-degree angle, looking for that pad to protrude a little bit further than anything else. Now you're going to take your elbow and imagine a bar that goes straight from the elbow to the hip, and that rotating motion is what you're going to use to strike. It's from that rotational torque that you're going to draw all of your power from. Remember, striking Nazis is just science. Force equals mass times acceleration. If we put our entire body into it, that's where the force is the most powerful. We don't strike Nazis with our arm, we put our whole chest into it. Now, as with last time, I do recommend that you hone your Nazi striking skills in an MMA school or a martial arts gym. Now, there are some rare cases where you might find a Nazi in one of those places, but this is actually a good thing. This is one of the rare occasions where a Nazi has signed a waiver. If you find a Nazi in a martial arts school, out that Nazi and let nature take its course. Now you stay safe out there, punk rockers. Oh, so you think you're gonna punch a Nazi? What are you gonna do when a Nazi gets right up into your face? You can elbow him, and I'll show you how. Commonly considered an S tier in Nazi silencing technology, to perform an elbow, take the top digit of your thumb and place it on your sternum right across the middle of your chest. Lift your elbow and find rotational torque by rotating your torso through your shoulders. Once you feel the familiar pressure of Nazi scum body against your elbow, you're going to relax your shoulder and push through your back for an extra cut of energy. Remember, it is called an elbow for a reason. The higher up your target is on that forearm, the more it's going to be padded by the muscles in your forearm. You want to be down next to this elbow bone. That's where the smashing, the cracking, and the cutting happens. The elbow is a very effective tool, but it is a close range one. I recommend only using this in face-to-face confrontation. If you try to use it from the outside, you will have to deal with Nazi fists. Lastly, remember that assault and battery are two separate crimes. Battery is when somebody actually hits you. Assault is when someone approaches you with malicious intent. And in most states, you are allowed to defend yourself from assault with non-lethal force. So if a Mustache Man fan runs up on you and violently gets in your face, it's Nazi elbow seasoning, boys. If you're gonna go out there and punch Nazis, you'd better run, because me and my friends, we're coming after you. All right, let me teach you the Superman punch. The Superman punch is unique because it substitutes drawing power from your legs and the floor with forward momentum and inertia. Honestly, it's probably best to show you what it looks like first, then explain it. This will be my Mustache Man fan proxy surrogate. As you can see, substituting that grounded energy with forward inertia allows you to punch all the way through a target and keep running as if nothing happened. Let's do it correctly though. The first thing you're gonna practice is the teeter-totter. You're gonna lift the same leg as your dominant hand up and then swing that leg back, extending that hand forward. That's your Superman position. And that teeter-totter is essential because the raising of the leg is gonna give you upward momentum, and then shooting the leg back is gonna jerk your body forward for that ultimate punch. Extend up, kick back. And then the only thing left to do is to keep running until the cops find you before the Nazis do. This is one of my favorite moves purely for the symbolism, because we all know that Superman was down for punching Nazis. As always, train often and train safely. Most martial arts schools and MMA gyms are going to have the equipment you need to be able to do just that. And remember, I don't condone violence, I just teach you how to do violence correctly. So you think you're gonna run up on a Nazi? What if the roles were reversed and a Nazi ran up on you first? You can manage your distance with a teep. Here, I'll teach you. The Muay Thai teep, otherwise known as a push kick, or that Spartan kick from that movie 300, is a fantastic Nazi distance management tool. Once again, we have our faux Nazi scum surrogate. Now, it's a common misconception that you want to chamber the leg before applying this move to your least favorite Nazi. What that does is it gives them the opportunity to close that distance, preventing you from getting that foot out. What you actually want to do is lift a semi-relaxed leg to make sure that they run into that leg. Think of it more like a stiff arm than an actual punch. Once your foot is in that position, you're going to apply power through thrusting the hips in this motion. Yes, it looks lewd, but this is exactly what we're doing. Once your foot is up against your target, push through the ground and your hips for an ultimate smackdown. And you can use this Nazi battering ram offensively by pushing through with the front leg, or defensively by stepping back with the back leg and then lifting and thrusting. And remember, a Nazi's fatal flaw is unearned, untested confidence. If they run up on you and you give them a swift kick to the chest, it'll not only hurt, it can shatter their worldview. So stay safe and don't forget your nice winter boots. It's cold out there, guys.